What's up guys, Jacob Rothenberg here, and what I want to talk about in today's video is why self-publishing sucks, the cons of self-publishing. Now, I will fully admit that I ripped off this video topic today from Alex Jordan, my colleague, former student, and now he's a coach. He's doing very well, but hey, I'm not always original, and I will give my own input as far as the topic that has gone around in self-publishing here. So I will be straightforward. I was able to quit my job nearly 2 years ago, thanks in part due to self-publishing. I've been able to change my life essentially. Even before I quit my job, I was buying dumb stuff like full screen TVs, my current car, and I've been even able to fund traveling around the world due to publishing, even after quitting my job. So I owe everything to where I am at currently to publishing. Now, that being said, there are definitely cons to the business model, and there are definitely factors that come into play when you're assessing, do I really want to do publishing long term? Is this what I'm going to do into my 30s, into my 40s, into my 50s? Are you going to be publishing for the next 30 years? Is publishing all that you're going to do for the next 30 years? So let me talk about that right now. Now, I've been doing publishing for almost 4 years. I'd like to think that I know what I'm doing with publishing and that I've seen quite a bit in the space. And I have gone from doing nonfiction to low content to fiction to romance fiction, etc. I've been around. So I've tried many different flavors of publishing, and I know what I'm talking about with regards to experience. Now, if you're just trying to quit your job or make an extra $1,000 per month, I personally think that publishing is one of the fastest ways of achieving it as far as a make money online business opportunity. Now, past that, if you're looking at doing publishing as like a full-time endeavor, if you're looking at quitting your job and sustaining yourself off of publishing, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's assess a few things. Number one, and this is something that you're going to hear about a lot or experience yourself throughout your tenure, is the volatility in publishing. So that regards to volatility on Amazon, the volatility of your own particular book sales, the volatility of the market. One day, your book might be the hottest thing out there in your keyword. The next day, the next week, the next month, inevitably, you're going to have copycats. You're going to have maybe one of those damn copycats take over your keyword and push you out of a niche that you might have been making a lucrative amount of monthly to now being reduced to making maybe only a few $100 per month, which is still not bad. But going from a few thousand a month to a few hundred a month with a book can be devastating if you don't have a big enough catalog to offset having all of your eggs in one basket. So if you're thinking, hey, I can just publish this one book and it was a success and you're going to be good for the next 2 or 3 years of your life, think again. It doesn't work like that. There's always new entrants in a book title, and it's so easy to get knocked off by the next knockoff, copycat, course, researching publisher, whatever, what have you. Number two, and this is not so obvious, but I'll just point it out because it needs to be said. No one else is going to say it. You can't become a millionaire off of publishing, okay? How do you see millionaires? Do you see publishers in the community driving Lambos? From publishing, not from courses, from solely publishing. No one gets rich off of publishing in this current climate. Now, a few of you might say, oh, Jacob, R.R. Banks became a millionaire off of publishing. Chance Carter made it. And you might name maybe, okay, 1 or 2 people that are doing super, super well with publishing. But they are the genetic freaks. They are the outliers. They are the statistical impossibilities of publishing. 99% of publishers don't become millionaires from this business. Now, is there enough opportunity to quit your job and make a decent six-figure living just from publishing? Absolutely. The opportunity is still there and you can definitely achieve that. But are you going to be living in a Las Vegas high-rise in a $3 million penthouse with just kicking it with 10 babes while snorting coke on each of them? Unless you're me, probably not. And I don't do just publishing, so probably not. It's not going to happen. So if your goal is to become a millionaire, and hey, not knocking that at all, I'm working on that too, you're going to have to perhaps consider using publishing as a stepping stone before then pursuing other ventures. So what I want to allude to for those of you who are still listening to this video, I'll make mention of this in future content. You need to consider going beyond just your book brand or your Amazon brand. Your personal brand is what's going to make you rich overall if you put in the time, the effort, and the years that it takes to build a personal brand. So I don't want to rant too much, but if you see what I'm doing, I've got my publishing, I've got my courses, and now I'm focusing on building up a real estate business in tandem with everything else. So I'm not dropping publishing to build real estate. I'm just having to work harder, and I think this has been a 13-hour work day. I think a lot of more days are going to be like this. That's what it takes. So if you want to quit your job, do it with publishing. Past that, look into doing other things to grow your income. Now again, if you want to be someone that's happy making $10,000 a month, $10,000 a month, that's a lot of money, right? So that's very respectable. Not knocking anyone for that, but you'll come to find out once you reach making $10,000 a month, you might be able to rent or mortgage a nicer place. You've got maybe a decent car, and then you have your overhead business expenses. After all that, $10,000 a month revenue isn't that much anymore. You'd be surprised when you factor in all of your costs of living and maybe all the dumb shit that you get into. Maybe you're eating fancy, you're buying your girlfriend nice stuff, whatever hobby you have, you're blowing money into it. You'd be surprised how fast $10,000 a month can dwindle down to not very much saved up month to month. So that's a second con, is that you're probably most likely not going to get super rich off of publishing. Number 3, and this applies to the majority of people that get into this business, is that most of you are not going to be enthusiastic or super passionate about publishing ebooks and paperbacks on Amazon after a couple of years. So, it could be very fun your first year. It can still be fun your second year. And by your third year, you're like, same shit all over again. What can I do next with my life? I mean, can you see yourself, honestly, as saying you are a book publishing entrepreneur into your 30s, into your 40s, into your 50s? Is that how you're going to define yourself? Now, if you're good with that, hey, I'm not knocking you. That's cool. If you're happy just calling yourself an online entrepreneur that runs an online publishing business, awesome. But if you have other ambitions, again, I have to reiterate this, publishing is not the end of the road. Consider other opportunities and consider other areas of growth. Now, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's something that I learned very early on from someone named Diwan Bainey, who I believe some of you probably already know. But something that he said that stuck out to me at one point was that if you're still just doing publishing after 3 years of getting into the business and you've got nothing else going, you've kind of failed at really growing as a person, as someone who owns a business. Like, what are you doing if you're just doing publishing? Like, if you're happy making, just enough to live, that's cool. But if you're actually ambitious and you're trying to grow long term, there's definitely better avenues than just publishing to make more money. Now, if you look at anyone that's making a lot of money online that's in publishing, they are almost certainly doing other things. They're selling courses, coaching. They've got their own personal brand related to something else. And yeah, so consider that as well as you get into this business. What I will say, publishing done right in 2020 gives you a whole slew of transferable skills that'll help you later on build a business more quickly and more efficiently. So if you do this business right in publishing, you will learn the proper tools to learn how to market, how to utilize social media, how to get engagement with your content, how to get eyeballs, how to monetize whatever you're doing. If it's not evident, I'm doing it right now with my real estate. I'm getting leads faster than the Joe Schmo that doesn't have any base for internet marketing. But know this, if you do well with publishing, you can do well in other areas of internet marketing. So if you do find yourself getting bored with publishing, it's time. Consider something else to do. Now, I'm a weirdo. I enjoy books. I do still enjoy publishing. Now, is it something that I'm going to be doing forever into my 40s and 50s? I don't know. But I do have other aspirations. I do have big ambitions, and I do have plans to scale to a large amount, but that's probably a topic for another video related to real estate. So that's my piece. If you have any comments, if you have any reactions, leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to respond to you. And until then, I will see you later. Take care.